Chris asked another question on here that kind of ties into that. He said, is your like the paid discovery prices, are those like a fixed charge for each client, or is it different depending on the client? And if it is, how do you determine that?
It continues to go up every project because we're spending more and more time in these things, but it's pretty much a fixed rate. You know, I've got a good idea of what it's going to take to do a discovery for specific projects. I try to base it on the total project cost. So we're looking at like 20% total project cost usually is what I'm going to go by. So if the total project cost is, you know, 10 grand, it's going to be a much lower than if the total project cost is 30 grand or 40 grand or whatever. So I just want to make sure that I give our team the financial resources they need to do their best work in that discovery that ultimately might bring down the total project cost because we've done our diligence during that thing. And that's something I like to tell the client too, is like, by doing this discovery, we might end up with a cheaper project. I don't have enough information right now from you to know whether or not this is a big deal or if it's a small deal. A lot of times it's a small deal. You know, somebody might want, I don't know what's a good example. They just may need something that, you know, verbally sounds like it could be a lot of custom work, but then turns out that there's a Beaver Builder module for it, and it's literally you just drag and drop it in there. You know, we need some type of map thing. Okay, do you need like an embedded code, or do you need me to actually write some code? There's a big difference in the price there.
Sure, and that's you're doing a good job of like leading me right into.
Yeah, I was going to say, Darren.
Yeah. So
I did my homework.
Yeah, good job. He said, I've never asked for a payment in a discovery call. Can you talk a little bit about what you cover in a discovery call that makes the client want to pay for it? So I know you touched on it a little bit, but it does take a little bit of balls that first time to be like, I'm not going to really produce something, you know, you're not going to walk away with a website, but you're going to pay me for all this research time.
Okay, sure. Yeah, well, so I think there's two different, you know, when I say website discovery, it can mean a couple different things. So one thing that it could mean is you're going to pay me for my time to come and like show up to your office and talk you through this stuff that you don't understand yet. That's going to be a cost per half day or full day. Another website discovery might be somebody else built your website. You want me to host it and maintain it for you. I don't want to do that until I've seen what it looks like. So that's a website discovery, and we've got a 23-point checklist that we go through, and there's like some certain things. It covers our onboarding cost. It covers some, you know, months of the hosting cost or whatever like that. So that's another website discovery. But the actual project discovery, so it's our discovery and strategy session, it's the full project scope. So to get even to that point, it's like somebody's like, hey, how much does a website cost? I'm like, I have no idea. Tell me more. The best way to do that would be to fill out this project assessment form, ask you a couple questions about, you know, your audience and your goals and what you're trying to do, so that we're clear. Second thing we're going to do is have like a 15 to 20-minute conversation. So as soon as they've finished that project assessment sheet, an email goes out and says, here's my Calendly link. Book a time that's convenient for you directly on my calendar. We're going to talk. So up until then, they've paid nothing, including through that conversation. But by that time, I've got the project assessment sheet done. I've got my own kind of follow-up questions that I've done with them on the phone to get more clarity, which gives me almost enough information to like send a really accurate proposal. Hopefully by that point, I've shown them the expertise and done some level of consulting that makes them want to engage with us. And the proposal says, here's the terms. You know, here's the full project. We're going to do discovery and strategy. We're going to do design and build. We're going to do QA and launch. We're going to do ongoing support. Here's what's included in all those things. The only thing you pay for right now is this discovery. And as long as you told me everything and everybody's cool and still on the same page, this project scope and price is probably going to stay the same, and you can continue to engage or not. But the part where somebody's like, I don't know what I want. Can you come, you know, can you talk to me and consult about it? That's just a rate. You need to figure out whatever your rate is. If it's an hourly thing, you know, make sure if it's a 4-hour half-day rate, you're including your time to and from their office. If it's outside of a certain place, it's some travel fee or whatever it is, and just decide on what that is. If it can be hourly, it can be value. It really just depends. Make sure that the deliverable is clear so they know what they're going to receive at the end of that. I have to do those less and less now, but it is something that we've done in the past. And as long as the organization, if it's a solo person, like a solopreneur or a very, very small business, they're probably not going to, they may value it, but they're financially not going to value it as much as a larger organization who really knows, like, we need this help. your price point is low enough that you can come in and like, or even it's accurate to what we expected, so that you can come in and kind of help us map this out. I do enjoy those sessions, though I do hate going on site sometimes, because like it's just a pain. In the nature of the world we work, like this is great.
Sure.
I could do this all day long. But you know, my success rate going on site to talk about somebody's project to get them to try to sign up for something is 0. Every time I've done it, it's been the wrong type of customer for me. The type of customer that's good for me is somebody that is digitally capable. They can handle talking on a phone or through a video chat. They understand email. They understand project management software, and they can like work in this world. The wrong client for me is somebody that's like, I need you to come on site to talk to our board of directors and present this thing and talk through it. Like, I'll do it, but I don't think that person is that company is a good company for our company. It's for somebody else that's like, that's their model. That's how they work.
Chris asked,
yeah, no doubt.
Another question about the discoveries. He says, so do you price a $10,000, for example, $10,000 project with a $2,000 discovery, and that's part of the 10,000, so $8K remainder of the project, or is it a total of 12 after that? No,
it would be 8 for the remainder. Okay. You know, and that's kind of how it's priced out. There is a line item that says discovery and strategy is this much. And design is this much, and it's going to be X amount of views, which is essentially the page template. You know, we're using page builders a lot. So a view to me is like the home page, any custom landing page, anything that's outside of the ordinary content page. Development is going to be this much. Project management is going to be this much, you know, and then ongoing support is going to be this much. So it's all spelled out for them up front. And then that discovery cost should already be built in. The challenge is making sure that you get enough information during that to either adjust the cost up or down. I try not to go down, but we do go up.